This is Joe Fraulob from Deconstruct, and you're watching Reality Check TV.
This is Shell with Reality Check TV Sacramento, and we got Joe here. What is going on behind us? Okay, this is really
I think they're building a store right now for Hellrzzr.
I mean, so you're kind of cool. You just kind of came on down here. You know, one thing I love about you is that no matter if you're doing the show or if some local musician or actually a local business, you're here. You're all about Sacramento.
Well, I like to support everything, especially the
that.
heavy rock scene and metal, and anyone that's in that and backs it. I'm all about it.
We appreciate it. So there's stuff going on. So I'm here to just find things out. So why don't you tell me what's going on?
Okay, so I got my band. My band's like the love of my life.
Yes.
It's called Deconstruct, and we used to be a pretty big deal around here. We played with Korn
very
and
humble.
Disturbed, and but anyway, we didn't do anything for 8 years, and now I just put the band back together. I have my bass player Greg, who used to play in Testament and played with me in Trauma, and then drummers Chris, who was also in Trauma.
Yeah.
My singer Matt, that was original singer from Deconstruct, and we made a whole new album. It's been 8 years in the making. I did it at my own studio.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about. That's amazing.
I have a studio.
You do not sub out. You just do everything in-house.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable, I'm sure.
Well, that's why I'm really passionate about that band, because I produce it, I write all the songs, I record it, mix it, and do everything with it. Before, when we used to do tours and stuff, I did everything. I used to get the stuff played on the radio. I'd call people, I'd go, "This is Joe from Apocalypse Records," and they'd think I was a guy from a record company, and I'd talk people into playing it on the radio, and then same thing, I'd book the whole tour.
You have to, even if you don't even change your voice, you have to, when you're a true survivor from the ground up, you got to do all roles.
But a lot of that just gave me confidence to just do it all. I know if you're passionate about your own stuff, you're going to work harder for it than, if you go to some guy to record your band. I mean, I'm not bad-mouthing anybody at all, because that can work really well too. But I just have a strong vision of what I want. And when you go to somebody that doesn't really know you or know your music or know what you're trying to do, it's hard to just get with somebody in a month or whatever and have it come out exactly how you want it.
No.
So that's why I got confident, in my own skills of doing that. I mean, I've recorded too a long time. I used to have a studio.
Have you ever opened up your private world that way? We would love to be a part of that. But have you ever showed the, in this mainstream world, are you the private guy, or would you give us a little sneak peek?
I try to be private because I grew up when rock and roll was kind of mysterious.
Before we even had documentation, right? Live stream.
Yeah, you just hear little rumors Jimmy Page lives in Aleister Crowley's castle, but it wasn't on MTV Cribs and him doing, here I'm having a burrito right now. It's these people are mysterious. You're oh wow, I wonder what David Bowie's or whatever. He seems so weird or whatever, but they weren't just all. So I kind of keep some of it secret, and I know you have to put stuff out there, but
you got to conform a little bit to the mainstream.
Yeah.
You do well with that. I feel you.
I come out and I talk about stuff and all that, but I didn't record any of the stuff, video any of the stuff when we were recording the album and stuff, which is probably dumb because I love all that stuff though. When I watch it, here's behind the scenes how Queen made their record and everything.
Sure.
I do love all that, so it's probably dumb not to do that. But anyway, so back to what we're talking about. So we had this album. It's 8 years in the making. There were some old songs. And then we've kind of over that time period.
How do you pick it? Do you decide? I'm sure you had stuff you were sitting on.
Yeah, I had stuff we were sitting on. Well, one song I had, it'd been around so long, it'd actually been recorded 3 or 4 different times with all these different drummers, and I finally got it exactly how I wanted it. But still, it was finished except for the vocals. So then we did the vocals, and Greg played bass on it. And then, so there's songs like that, and there's some new ones too, because I had a bunch of new ideas that I thought were really good. And so then we have new songs, and then there's songs that have been written over this whole last 8-year period of time, because we had a couple false starts where we're let's get the band back together, and we record for a while, and then nothing would happen with it.
But all along you had your vision. So.
Yeah, and then lately what happened was I played in like Trauma for a while, which I had a lot to do with that band, and I produced that album and recorded that album too. But it was more like, it's more of a team effort, that thing, where everybody kind of does their own thing.
Yeah.
And Deconstruct, like I said, is more me. I just write the songs. My singer, Matt, writes the lyrics, but together we're like a really cohesive like team.
How long have you guys known each other?
We've known each other a long time. I first met him when I used to have this recording studio called Pus Cavern.
Okay.
And his band came in and recorded. But when I originally put Deconstruct together,
so you had a side project and you just kind of met him doing his own thing.
Yeah. So then I put the Deconstruct band together, and I was actually going with a different singer, and I ran into him one night at some concert or something, and he goes, "Dude, I promise you right now I can blow that guy away." And I said, "All right, well, come down and prove it." And then he did, actually. Yeah. So I had to call the other guy and say, "Hey, sorry, but I'm going with this." But that's kind of where I'm at now too. I just like want to play with the best musicians that I can, and then just make my music. But anyway, so this album's going to come out finally after whatever, long time.
What do you need from the community? What do you need from us? We're going to put this out.
Well, our album's going to be.
This is going to go out in the next 48 hours. So what can we tell your people in the next 48 hours?
All right. Well, the album is coming out October 4th. It's going to be called Ashton Empire. I'm sure I'll have something up on Facebook about it soon and all that. But we're also playing a concert right after it comes out. We're playing October 9th at Hellrzzr in Sacramento. We're opening for Jeff Tate's Operation Mindcrime. So that should be a really good show. I mean, we just did our reunion show last month at Hellhouse, and it was great. It was like everything went really cool. Yeah, I wanted to do it somewhere different that everybody doesn't always play. Like, no offense, because I love Holy Diver and Ace of Spades and the Boardwalk and everything. But
all the different in Sacramento, you know?
Yeah, and so I kind of begged him to do a show there because I wanted to do something a little different, and it was cool. It came out, it was good. But anyway, so everyone could come out to that show. It'd be great. We're going to be selling the new album then. And if you can't make it to the show, you can buy tickets ahead of time. Just
do they go to your Facebook and hit you up, or your website?
I think there's a link to Hellrzzr. Yeah, you got to buy them through Hellrzzr. Yeah. It's going to be a good show. I think it's probably going to end up being sold out or something because everyone's telling me, "We already got tickets." So,
all right.
So that's where we're at now. And then I love you guys, Reality Check TV, and it's good to see you.
We appreciate everything you do. You're so groovy, and we love observing you and all the good things. 2020 is going to be good. All right, so we're excited to follow you through that process.
2020. So hopefully everything will happen. We'll get the album out, we'll go on tour, and I have big plans. So hopefully we're going to make them happen.
And we're going to recap, right? Will you do a recap with us?
Sure.